name is Senait Gebreb and I'm program leader here at Istituto Marangoni in London. I come from the industry. I've been working here in the London market for about 10 years in the luxury fashion. My background is a bit of buying, merchandising and product development and wholesale. I've been working for some of the UK luxury fashion brand, Burberry, Pringle of Scotland, Matthew Williamson, Joseph, and my background in wholesale allow me to develop a certain level of expertise and understanding in the EMEA market, so in the international buyers in Europe, Middle East, Asia, America.
I'm Clara Dimowski, I'm 22 years old and I'm from Germany.
I'm Nina Darzi, I'm 21 years old and I'm from London.
Teaching buying in the undergrad and postgrad courses is a very good experience for me. I'm a very creative thinker, I'm enthusiastic in teaching buying. And I think as for the structure of the course, the student can really enjoy a full understanding of the fashion product, how the fashion product can be created, costed, until the final step of the supply chain in the retail environment.
There's many aspects about the course that I think we both love. We learn so many different things.
Fashion buying was one part of it. We learned about the processes, the different roles, the
different levels of buying,
Exactly.
The relationships between buyer and merchandiser. It's something that gave us such an insight into the real world.
The course allows students to get a clear understanding of the fashion product development process, merchandising, and also try to understand the dynamics behind the choices from the retailers, the big retailers that on a seasonal basis buy the fashion collection. When it comes to the key skills that our students can develop in this course, definitely numerical skills, certain level of sensitivity for the fashion product, an understanding of the key fabrics that are used according to the trends, according to the wants and the needs of the fashion consumers.
We learned the relationships between a buyer and merchandiser, buyer and designer, and buyer and garment technologist. And we had to look at that at every level and see which was the most important relationship.
and when the different relationships, like within the process of buying, when they come into action.
Yeah, and we also figured out, which is something before I did the course I didn't know, the difference between a branded buyer and an own label buyer, which is something very important within buying, and there's a huge difference. So it depends if you want to work for an in-house brand or a department store. There's such a big difference between the two, I think, and not many people realize that until you go into detail.
And it really sort of helped us to understand how first of all the difference, but also how it works for a supply chain, what it means to have an own label.
There are so many different levels.
And tasks and responsibilities.
Yeah. And not only do you have to look at different collections, but you have to also look at what's situated around you within the department store when you're placing your brand there. You actually have to look at
target market, target consumer, department
well,
consumer,
what didn't
exactly.
sell well. So there's so many aspects to it. And yeah,
previous
it just
sales
gave us
as
such
well.
a good insight into the world of buying.
In teaching buying at Marangoni, we try always to follow the key elements of our teaching method, that is always finding a full contextualization of the learning that is happening in the room with the realities of the market. Our students have the possibility to attend trade shows, attend showrooms, so then in a very active way they can enjoy the role of the fashion buyer. On a weekly basis they have seminar, industry speakers who come on board and they can share the expertise and the knowledge about the role of the buyer.
Advice I would give to someone who's not only starting in first year but also who's going on to do each topic basically, which is actually do stay on top of your work and your assignments. I know it's something that everyone says,
Yeah.
but it's so true.
Like start early and get the things done before the deadline. It's very kind of important. It sounds cliche, but it's a fact.
It's a fact.
Looking at the units of the fashion buying course, the students will develop the learning outcomes about costing, planning, commercialization of the fashion product, and a clear understanding of the consumer behavior in national and international markets. Students who are completing the contemporary fashion buying course, they will try to apply for some of the best department stores all over the world, covering the role of the buyer from Galeries Lafayette, Harrods, Selfridges, Printemps, and they will enjoy on a seasonal basis the creation and the commercialization of the fashion product.
For future students, I would say that the main thing is to start your work when you are given it and staying on top of it, and also going out into stores and kind of talking to sales assistants and seeing what their perspective on each role is. I think it's really important to get like a professional's insight into the roles.
And maybe also like to take primary research quite serious.
Yeah.
And just really like get the information firsthand if possible.
Yeah, and then also to like back it up with secondary at the same time. So there's a lot to do, but when you do it,
Be prepared and you'll manage.
and you'll manage, it's great.
So my best advice for anyone who is interested in attending the course in contemporary fashion buying is try to always ask what there is behind the fashion product that you find in the retailers of your expertise and knowledge. Try to think always what there is behind a collection that is hanging in Harrods and Selfridges and Harvey Nicks. So then in this way you can definitely enjoy your journey at the contemporary fashion buying course.
Hi, I'm Fulvia Garbusera. I was student in Istituto Marangoni. After my graduation in 2012, thanks to one of my teachers, I have the opportunity to transfer in Hong Kong to start my career. So I have an internship in Lane Crawford, one of the most important reality in Asia. I have to work right now. One, the most important for me is to be a buyer for Rinascente department store in Italy. And to be a buyer means that you need to go around for the fashion week, of course, but also to find the new talent and new brand around the world. So this is why you need to be very curious about what's happening around and never stop to go. So I used to go in Fashion Week, not the traditional one, but in Kiev or in Georgia or in Russia. So I explored a lot of different markets to understand what's happening around. And then my second work is also very important for me. At the same time, my own label, it's called Evelyn Haimon, is a label of headbands. So I am also the designer. When I back in my home during the night, I made all headbands. And during the Sunday, I do the market. It's called East Market. It's in a cool area in east of Milan, I think. And also I have my shop in Bergamo Alta. It's a whole town. So in this shop you can find a lot of different types of headbands, like 4,000 more or less. And last year was the first time that I tried with Fuori Salone. It was an amazing experience for me, but I was not really ready with my e-commerce. Now I'm ready also with my online, so I think this year it will be better than last year. My experience in Istituto Marangoni was very important for my career and for my present now, because every subject that I studied was very important to complete my person. So also I never studied on the books, never, and this was very important because I can do it, and was a real experience to the brand in a real life. So now you can find Evelyn Aymon on some magazine, also like Elle, Marie Claire, Vogue. One of my best memory about Istituto Marangoni was about the homework with my classmate. It was very funny to be together around different houses, also explore every kind of houses. And sometimes we take a train and go like in Piacenza to stay together in the same house. And this experience was very also nice because I can be very creative and to make my homework, and it was very interesting to research about what the teacher asked to us. If you want to start your career in Istituto Marangoni, you need to be curious first, open mind, and be ready to everything, and also to explore new culture, because probably your classmates comes from all the part of the world, and it is a beautiful experience. But of course, you need also to work a lot, studying a lot all the night. I remember before exam, you need to study for all night long before, and it's very strong, but it's a beautiful experience. And so I suggest you to come here.